Welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Arc. I'm John Gonzalez alongside our NBA insider, Bill Reiter, and we are joined by a special guest from the Charlotte Hornets. Seth Curry is here. What's going on, Seth?
I'm all good. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for doing this. You've got a partnership with Bush's Beans that we're going to get into. We are an NBA pod. We've got some NBA questions for you. We're going to start off with the tough stuff, though. We're going to throw you right into the deep end. How do you feel about Duke in the tournament?
I feel great. Never better, man. Never better. I got a couple of pools a couple of brackets that I filled out in a couple different pools, and Duke is the champion in all of them. So it's looking pretty good.
I like the Bush's Beans hooked you up. Like, is that Duke blue on the Bush's Beans? I mean, look at
A
that.
bean
You
sweatshirt. I
see
love
it.
it.
It ain't bad. Yeah,
Gross.
it fit the times. Yeah.
All right, let's keep it the Duke theme. Obviously, Cooper Flag is a highly regarded prospect. How does his game, from what you've seen, translate to the NBA? What do you expect with your fellow Dookie once he gets to the league?
It looks like it translates great. I mean, he can do everything out there on the floor. Like I don't want to say he doesn't have any weaknesses, but he can do a little bit of everything. Anything you want him to do as far as bring the ball up the floor, play point forward. He can take over games with stretches with his scoring. Obviously, get his teammates involved, and then defensively, he's one of the best in the ACC already. So I think he's going to be great. He's going to get better and better in time, and I'm just loving what I'm seeing.
I like that you're a multiple bracket person as well. I haven't filled out a bracket in a long time, but I had a debate with my buddy over the weekend about the like sanctity of one bracket versus many brackets. So I'm like, if you're going to fill out a bracket, you might as well fill out multiple. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm getting pulled in different directions from everybody, so a bunch of different brackets, and a couple of them are just blind fill outs,
Yeah.
but I got Duke going all the way, like I said, in all of them.
Do you do you take more joy in writing Duke's name further in the bracket, or just crossing off UNC as early as possible?
I thought I wouldn't have to cross them off at all this year. Honestly, I thought they were going to be at home watching the tournament, but I'm a Duke god. I like to see Duke win more than I like to see them lose.
They found a way to sneak in there. All right, let me ask you some NBA stuff. So, player movement, getting traded, all part of the business. You've been traded. I'm always interested though in like the personal, interpersonal aspect of it, because you guys are humans. You got to pick up your stuff and go. And Mark Williams got traded for a second, thought he was going to the Lakers, and then all of a sudden the Lakers put the kibosh on that, and back comes Mark, and he's
Yeah.
obviously been playing really well. But what was that like in the locker room for you, for him, for the rest of the team when all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, Mark, you're back?
It was weird. I've been in the league, 12 years, and I've never experienced or seen anything like it. So, we had Dalton Connect come over. He was in the locker room for a day. He flew with us on the plane to, I don't remember where, maybe Cleveland or something before the trade got rescinded. So we were already assuming he was on the team, and then we had to come back and welcome Mark back with open arms. So, it was a tough situation for those guys, and it was a little weird for the team, but that's the league. It's always something going on in this league, and it's all
Always.
entertainment at the end of the day.
Every professional basketball player, yourself included, has to make these decisions for themselves. Sometimes if they have the choice, sometimes they don't. You're 34. How long do you want to play? And what do you want to do? And where do you want to be in the years ahead?
I feel like I got another really good couple of years in me. Obviously, the landscape of the NBA changes, style of play. Obviously, I got to be somewhere that fits my game, and somebody who really values what I do. But as long as I'm playing, feeling good, playing well, I'm enjoying the process, still shooting the ball like I am now. I feel like I got a few years left in me. And honestly, I'm enjoying you might not believe, but I'm enjoying being around this young group in Charlotte right now. No matter the record, the circumstances, a lot of injuries, the energy's been great. I'm enjoying the new coaching staff. And obviously a learning experience for me being able to lead these guys. So I'm enjoying playing for the Hornets. It's the franchise I grew up around in my hometown.
I mean, people always need shooting, right? Everybody needs shooting in the league, especially with the way that the game has changed now. And early
Yeah.
in the season, I'm sure that you were clued into it, but early in the season, there's a lot of hand wringing and pearl clutching about like, oh, there's too much 3-point shooting now. And, the Celtics are on pace to take more threes than twos this season. The math has kind of won out on that. I'm just wondering where you
Yeah.
are on the conversation about the game and all the 3-point shooting in the league.
I don't love it. Honestly,
Hmm.
it's probably surprising from a lot of people. I like to be a shooter
Yeah.
myself. I want players to do what they do best. I didn't love going out there seeing guys who aren't good shooters just shooting threes because that's what's they're told to do, or even though they might be better attacking the rim or getting to the mid range, whatever it is. I want to see the best players do what they do best, and every guy has a different skill set, and I don't want to see every guy kind of get turned into a spot up 3-point shooter because that's what's going to keep them in the league. But I think when you get around playoff time, you see the different styles of play from different teams, and because when it gets nut crushing time and it's physical and your offense don't work, you got to give it to your star player, and they gotta manufacture offense, and it's not always from the 3-point line. So I think that's what I love most about the playoffs is it's desperate basketball, and you see all the different styles of plays of the best teams.
That is a surprising answer and an interesting answer. Let's lean into it a little bit. How do you, if you're put on, let's say, a committee, blue ribbon committee, Adam Silver puts together to transfer some of that desperation and diversity of play from the playoffs to the regular season, move back the 3-point line, get radical and change how many points something's worth, allow more physical defending. Like what is the solve for that?
That's the question. That's tough because I mean you got so many smart coaches and front office guys doing crunching the numbers and figuring out that just especially during the regular season, it's better just to get up as many threes as possible, play fast, not run as many sets. But honestly, I don't know the solution other than maybe pushing the 3-point line back and making it harder, even harder for that to get that extra point. But
let me run two
don't know.
possibilities by you, because this is something I've thought a lot about. We talked a little bit on the pod. There's two things that I think might be interesting. One proposal was the 3 in the corner, because guys always run to the corners and it's the shorter. So now kind of like a 3 in the key, it would keep guys moving and they can't just camp out there. And the other one was, and I think this makes a lot of sense, although I don't think the owners would go for it because they might lose a little bit of money on it, but just widen the court and make the 3-point line universal, right? Because already on those shoulders, you guys are giant human beings with big feet, and there's very little real estate to tiptoe into the corners.
Yeah. I like I've heard about the stop the corner 3 or cut the line off at the corner, which I don't mind because I mean that kind of brings the emphasis on having 3-point shooters that can shoot on the move a little bit more. Instead of because I feel like most guys can shoot a decent percentage just standing in the corner and waiting on it. But I think it's something they need to work on is use the G League, Summer League to figure some stuff out, just to experiment a little bit.
Yeah, we're all in agreement though. Those non-shooters got to earn it. If you're not Seth Curry, you got to go out there and earn it. One of the nice things, Seth, about talking to guys like you is John and I do the best we can. We try to be fair. We try to sort of read the game properly. But we're both journalists and reporters by training and background. So this is a chance to ask somebody who plays some of these questions of how we should see the game. And I want to sort of start with one of your teammates. We've talked a lot about LaMelo Ball, a lot this year. I mean, he's so much fun to watch. Obviously, every guy in the NBA has got to stay healthy. What is his ceiling in this league? His actual legitimate ceiling, not the I'm his teammate, I gotta give the most positive answer possible. What's his ceiling if he can stay healthy in the NBA?
I mean, he's as talented as they come. Being around him, I knew he was good before I got here, but seeing his size in person, some of the shot making that he can do on a nightly basis is special. But obviously, everybody knows he got to get a little bit more efficient, just get used to. And that's come with playing with a little bit better teammates and trusting the guys around him. But I mean, Sicily, he can be whatever he wants to be, and that's all. I mean, multiple-time All-Star, All-NBA. Obviously, you got to get physical, get more stronger, deal with the physicality a little better, because that's one of the things during this season that I realized is teams just throwing different things at him, being more physical with them, and I mean, he's still very young, so he's gonna grow into his body a little bit better, hopefully. And I think he has to take the kind of that step that Steph took early in his career, where when the guys came into the league and they were beating him up on a nightly basis, and he had to kind of spend a complete summer in the weight room, getting his ankles stronger, getting his lower body stronger. I think LaMelo's gonna take those same steps in the offseason to come back a better player.
He is fun to watch.
Yeah, being a better player doesn't necessarily mean his numbers are going to get better. Maybe his numbers come down a little bit. He gets a little bit more efficient, and he allows his teammates to do a little bit more.
Yeah, the efficiency, I mean, figuring out like when to get yours versus how to make your guys better is always a struggle there. But you had mentioned earlier that NBA ultimately is entertainment. I think the league has been super fun this year, but there was, in the same way that people were sort of like hand-wringing about three-point shooting, there was that conversation earlier in the season about the product itself, whether or not the ratings were down or whatever. What's your feeling on the state of the game on the whole? I know that you don't like just randos cranking up threes, but how do you feel about the game itself, and also about how, I guess, how we as media cover it, because there have been some people like, Shaq not knowing that JB Bickerstaff is coaching the Pistons or whatever. Sometimes the national conversation can be a little bit down on the league.
I think the product's as good as it's ever been. It's like it's most of the teams have 2 or 3 stars that are fun to watch on a nightly basis, and there's more talent than ever in the league from top to bottom. So, in the history of the NBA. So, I mean, it's obviously, like I said, I don't want to see guys cranking up threes every night or do 60, 70 threes all game. But I mean, the talent is there. There's still plays, and when you go to a game, you see the speed of the game. That's fast, and guys making plays, and the amount of freedom that coaches are giving players on a nightly basis is higher than ever. So, I mean, I feel like it's a good product. Just it's always ways you can make it better, and that comes with the criticism, and that comes with all the eyes on the game. But like I said, when you have these big time matchups and playoffs come around in a couple of weeks, people are gonna enjoy it. Trust me.
Seth, I know we got to get to Bush's Beans here in a second, but I'm gonna be really selfish here. I've got to vote for these NBA awards, and every year I find Defensive Player of the Year to be the most difficult because it's harder to measure. So I got you. Who, I know there's some games left, but for you, who would be Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA if you had to vote right now?
I mean, obviously with Wemby not being able to win it, he's out the race. But I'm a Draymond guy. I feel like Draymond is the best defender I've ever seen. Like just the versatility he does on a game to game basis. He might guard your center one night. He might switch on your best perimeter player throughout a game one night. And just the way he orchestrates that defense, it's not like they have a coverage that they stick to. It's the coverage is whatever Draymond wants to do in that individual play, and everybody else works around it. So I mean, he's still doing it at a high level. And when you play against him, when you watch as many of the Warrior games as I do throughout the season, you catch just all the little stuff that he's doing, even though he might not have the steals, blocks that some other guys have around the league. He makes that defense work.
You're a Draymond guy. Draymond's also famously a Draymond guy. He was lobbying for him to be DPOY before. Now all of a sudden he's the betting favorite on that. So you might be onto something there. He might be end up as the Defensive Player of the Year. All right, we got to ask you about your sweatshirt, about Bush's Beans. You got a partnership with them. You're in a promotion called Your Fam on a Can. Tell us about that. And also, they told us when they were putting this together, the promotional material, to ask you about something called curry caviar.
Yeah, that's how it started. So like me and my wife introduced it to me, but we have this recipe in our family, especially around March Madness when we're watching a lot of games, hanging out at the house, sitting on the couch. It's called Curry Family Caviar. The main ingredient is the Bush's bean. So it's like a kind of like a dip type thing. A kind of a play on cowboy caviar if you've ever had that. But it's fun because we came together with Bush's Beans to collaborate. And if any of the fans, they can go to yourfanonacan.com and get their own. Like I have my own can here. Got my name on it on the front, and if you go to the website, they can go on and get their own family's name on a can, get it a nice little commemorative item, and put their own recipe on the back. So it's kind of a cool thing, especially around, like I said, March Madness.
Bill, you got to take the fam and get them on it.
Oh, my kid
can.
Go to
Henry loves beans. Dude, my 12-year-old loves 2 things more than anything in the world. Your brother and beans. So it's happening, dude. It's happening.
That's good. That's good
awesome.
company.
That's awesome. Seth, we appreciate you doing this, man. We wish you all the luck. You got plenty of time left playing. Good luck finding whatever happens in the offseason. And thanks for joining us.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.